league on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game.
It's gonna be a good one next on Madden NFL 25.
Well, as soon as you see that pirate ship in the north end zone, you know exactly where we are. It's the home of the Buccaneers, Raymond James Stadium in Tampa Bay. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over them for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Joey Sly is going to have the honor of getting us started. And we're off and running from Raymond James. Tucker now on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So here come the Buccaneers, ready for their opening drive. They're brought out by a former #1 pick who always plays with energy and passion, Baker Mayfield.
There's just certain quarterbacks, the way they run on the field, you just say their name and just some adjectives and attributes pop up right away. For Baker Mayfield, scrappy, tough, a will to win. I'm not surprised at all to see himself back in the starting role. Not surprised at all to see him flourish. The dude is mentally tough, he's mentally strong, and he typically makes the most of his opportunities.
Irving here from the gun. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
Kate, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Once again, Irving breaks the tackle, green grass ahead. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
I'll tell you what, Kay, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal, and because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
Completes this one to Otten. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted him on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
Irving on the inside give. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Kyle Duggar hauling him down. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Baker now from the gun. This one's taken in by Otten.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. They kick the running back in motion. That's caught for the first. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. They'll have 1st and goal to go now after they gained 18 on the previous play.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
This drive has been excellent. A few shots now. It's starting with 6 as they come up on it. 1st and goal. Motioning one of the tight ends. Straight ahead, it's Irving. And he's going to get taken down near the goal line. It's a gain down to the 1. An 8-yard pickup, and now it's 2nd and goal.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Shotgun snap for Mayfield. Intercepted in the end zone. Christian Gonzalez has it.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
So out come the Patriots, ready for their first possession. Leading them out, someone with a big arm and a field general's mindset, Drake May.
Drake entered the league as a top 5 pick because he checks a lot of boxes. Just the way you want him. Tall, athletic, great arm. 1 year at North Carolina, put on an absolute show. And yeah, 2nd year as a starter took a little bit of a beating and some question whether or not he was still a top 5 pick. The ability, there's no question there. It is now the consistency in taking care of the football that will be a big part of Drake's career.
May on 1st and 10. Has it downfield, working the left. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 35 out of that one. And the Patriots will have a 1st down.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
Following that last play, want to keep that pedal down. 1st and 10 from the 45. May now from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Hauled down by Christian Izien.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
Operating from the gun, here's May. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. Demario Douglas, the intended target. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
6 yards on the play and enough for a 1st.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down, and nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
To the air yet again, May. Finds him on the crossing route. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And now they have a 1st and goal.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
First and goal, Stevenson. And he found some running room for a nice gain. That's a gain of 8, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15+ at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Stevenson launches, and he's got it. Touchdown! The Patriots have a great first drive and get the game's first points. Ramondre Stevenson, the touchdown! No doubt about that one, Brock. They softened that defense up with that lengthy opening series, and then the front just couldn't stand up to the run as they reached the end zone.
Yeah, the numbers tell you, kind of just like baseball, you love home runs, you love explosive plays, but when you can play small ball and you can keep that defense gasping on the field, you can often run it right down their throats in the red zone.
Sly gets the extra point to go. And the Patriots will jump out to a 7-0 lead. All set for the kickoff. Sly with the honors. Bucky Irving now to return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So the Buccaneer offense getting out there for their second drive. And they got off on the wrong foot here with that opening drive interception that led to points the other way.
Yeah, and what this defense has shown is they are going to capitalize on your mistakes, and not just a little, but by a lot. So from here on out, you better play some mistake-free football because this defense is hunting for more.
Shotgun handoff to Irving. And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Mayfield now from the gun. Hauled in by Godwin. And he gets him around 6 there. Marcus Jones ranging over for the stop. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. From the gun, Mayfield. And this one is dropped and incomplete. He had the pick in his hands, couldn't hang on. It's going to be 4th down.
I think I could see his eyes from the booth. He was envisioning the return and simply dropped it. You got to secure the pick before anything else.
Tampa Bay in punt formation now. The Patriots have Demario Douglas ready to return. And he'll get under this one and make the fair catch at the 19-yard line. So no return on that punt. And the Pats will take over. New England taking the field. Its 2nd series of the game coming up. And they take the field exactly where they want it to be, Brock. Up a touchdown early and with the home crowd a little quieter than normal.
I'm not going to lie to you, Kate. I think most quarterbacks, competitors love playing on the road when they do just this. Just quiet them. Right? Turn them against their own team. They were quiet after that opening touchdown. You score another one, they're going to start to murmur, and we might even hear a few boo birds.
First down throw for May. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
We've got enough data now through the years to understand that an explosive play on offense, more often than not, leads to scoring. We also know if you can create a negative play defensively. In a tightly contested game like this, every play matters. And to get that negative play, put this offense on their heels, exactly what this defense needed.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. A give up the middle to Stevenson. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over them.
Defense with an excellent opportunity at a stop here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's May. Stays in the pocket. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete.
You know, I don't fault that look at all, Kate, downfield. It was just an excellent defensive play to deny him the ball and knock it away. That is good on good.
Patriots punt team coming out with former 6th-rounder Bryce Behringer to do the honors. And he drives it towards the other end of the field. And the sunlight's not a problem for him. He looks up and makes the fair catch. No return on that punt. And the Buccaneers will get set to go on offense. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. On the give, this is Irving. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
Sending a tight end in motion left. First down, here's Baker. Finds his man, it's Godwin. And they're gonna haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's good for a Buccaneer first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Mayfield on 1st and 10. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Jelani Tavai picks it off.
Well, that's now his 2nd time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the 2nd on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
Here's New England, ready once again on offense. And their goal is going to be doubling that 7-0 lead they have so far. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. He'll run for the first time here with Antonio Gibson. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Yeah, you want to get above 5 yards to carry? Well, put together runs like that. And I'll tell you what else a run like that does, Kate. That sets up the play action, right? When you really just gouge and gash a defense like that, the next time you run that action, they're going to be thinking running the ball could go right over their head.
And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Play brought to an end by Jordan Whitehead.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Again, it's Gibson. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
From the gun, a gift to Stevenson. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. May now. Looking slant route, complete. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Stopped that time by Jamel Dean.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. From the 34. That's taken in by Henry. And he's out of bounds right at that 25-yard line. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. May. That's to his running back, Antonio Gibson. And he's out of bounds inside the red zone, just short on the 15.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And with 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
He'll get this to Henry. And he's going to be touched down a yard shy of that marker.
Well, the defense was ready for that throw, stopping him right in his tracks, right at the line of scrimmage.
Third down, 1 yard to go. Running for it with Stevenson. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Here's May.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
The nose of the football inside the 1. Here's 2nd and goal. Stevenson can't push it across. They make the stand, and looks like they might have stopped him a little bit behind the line, too.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
Buckle up. It's 3rd and goal. They'll run it with Gibson. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. Only 1 yard on the pickup. Oh, boy. Now they're facing 4th and goal.
Well, the defense, they couldn't stop him for a loss, but they denied him the goal line at least. Now we get to see, right? Decision time. One of these critical decisions of whether or not they're going to go for an all-or-nothing 4th down play.
4th down's going to bring out Joey Sly and the Patriots field goal unit for the first time. Angling this one in from the right hash, the challenge here. Up and good from Joseph. And that one was hit great. It sails on through without incident.
Well, that's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
All set for the kickoff. Sly with the honors. On the return, here's Irving. He stopped on the return at the 27. Tampa Bay are ready to head out to the field. And coming off the interception, a good chance to reestablish some momentum as they get set. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Here's the give to Irving. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. Tackle made by Juwan Bentley. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Right back to Irving now. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Off the play fake, here's Mayfield. Look, pocket isn't holding up, they're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And right there's the danger, Kate, when you put the ball in the air. How many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't, they call the pass, and the defense reacts, and reacts well with a sack.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Another try following the sack. Got his target. It's Otten. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Marcus Jones ranging over for the stop. And they can go ahead and stay in that huddle. We're at the end of the first quarter. It's a 2-score game early. More from Raymond James Stadium coming up after the break. Back for the start of quarter number 2. It's Buccaneers football as we begin. They'll need something big here to start out. It's 3rd and long. He's on the move. He's running for it. Well, most drives should end right there, but they beat the defense and convert on 3rd and 17.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. They send one of the tight ends in motion right. 1st and 10, it's Mayfield. Catch made by Bucky Irving. And he's taken down at the 30. It's a pickup of 11. And that's good enough for a Tampa 1st down.
He was about to get smacked just as he got rid of it. Sometimes, Kate, that crowd lets you know you're about to get hit. But that's a savvy quarterback play right there. Take that check down. And nothing better than that defender picking you up off the ground after he knocks you down with that play, that check down, taking some big yards.
And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the first defender. Heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this beast down.
Now a carry by Irving. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. And that's good for a Buccaneer 1st down.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No 3rd down required now.
1st and 10. Here's Mayfield. Touchdown, Tampa Bay! Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. And he sure did.
On is Chase McLaughlin for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Buccaneers cut it to a field goal game. Ball is set up, and it's away. Just a three-point game now. Return coming from the 6. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Patriots running their offense out there. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Made a throw it. Finds him over the middle. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stops. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's a New England 1st down.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
On 1st down, it's Gibson. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Ooh, I like that call. I really like it with those sticks. You can keep them on the sidelines, and you get more than enough to get the 1st down.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. The give inside to Stevenson. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a 1st down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. To throw, here's May. That finds Gibson, complete. And they make the stop, we're going to say at about the 37-yard line. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
They motion the slot man right. It's a jet sweep. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Hey, look, in the right situation, you catch a team off guard. Well, this could be a tremendous play for some big yards. But in the wrong situation, you get hit in the mouth right behind the line of scrimmage.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. May now from the gun. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. So now it's going to be 3rd and long. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it. I'll tell you, that is a humbling moment to see a completed 3rd down pass actually go backwards instead of towards the sticks.
The Patriots have their punting unit out. Trey Palmer on the return for the Buccaneers. So this one carries all the way to the sideline and out. No chance to make a play on that, and they'll take over at the 16-yard line. The Buccaneers and Bucky Irving ready for their next possession. And I'd say the ROI on his early touches have made him a pretty good investment for first half work. He's gotten off to a great start here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Play fake. It's Mayfield. Caught for big yards on the right side. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. That one goes for 25 yards. And that's good enough for a Tampa 1st down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
Running left, this is Irving. And that's good for a gain of 5. Hauled down that time by Jonathan Jones. 1st down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
The humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Now it's Irving. And he's brought down for a loss. Now after the run, we see he's visibly shaken up. Team medical staffers headed over to take a look. Five men in the secondary for the Pats. 3rd down. Baker now from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
You know, when we watch the combine each and every single year, I hope you get good enough to understand as a football fan, watch the big guys' first 10 yards. Don't watch the ends and the linemen run 40. Watch their first 10 because that's the most critical. And that defensive end showed you right there the kind of explosive burst in the first few yards to get home for the big sack.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. The Patriots and Antonio Gibson back out on offense. That one an impressive 57-yard kick. And they're going to take over possession. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Here's May. And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete.
Boy, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. A toss to Stevenson, running left. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Levante David, like so many times in his career, making that tackle. Only a yard for him that time, so now 3rd and 9.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
Complete beyond the marker. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
New set of downs for him at the 38. 1st and 10. Here's Stevenson. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Here's May to the air. Right side and into the hands of Douglas. And that will not be enough for a 1st down. And for the Buccaneers, it's a nickel look, third down coming. May looking to throw. And even on third down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be fourth down.
So many coaches love third downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know got to execute and convert on these third downs.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And he's got this fair catch right along the 12-yard line. We don't get a return out of that punt. Man, it'll be their football. The Buccaneer offense back out for another series. They struggled to produce on that last series, but better results ahead as they take possession here. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Baker now off the play fake. Bails out of the pocket quick. He's going to keep it this time. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Tackle made by Juwan Bentley.
That's just a case where you're trying to make something when there really is nothing there. There just wasn't an opening for him to work with, and he was lucky to get what he could.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. From the gun, Mayfield. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive down the field. Those windows and throwing lanes, Kate, they're not open very long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be thrown off.
Motioning him from the slot right. 3rd down, here's Mayfield. Coverage holds up, and he just had to get rid of it.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
The Buccaneers out and into punt formation. And this will come from just inside his end zone. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. Calls fair catch and has it inside the 40-yard line. The Patriots back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. Good field position for the Patriots as they get set for 1st and 10. Starting on the ground here with Stevenson. And he's going to work his way almost to midfield. That's stopped at the 48. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 48. It's complete to Hooper. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. From the gun, it's May. Play didn't break how they wanted it, and he throws this away.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Back to the air. It's May. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
In a situation like this, you got to be a fixer. I mean, this game is hard, and you get into passing, known passing situations, it gets even more difficult. But when you don't get rid of the ball and you take another sack, you make this third down a near impossibility.
The Buccaneers add another DB. Third down coming up. Throwing is May. Out to his wideout, it's a screen. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, that's one of the moments as a QB you just feel like those defenders are in your huddle. To drop them for a loss on third down can't happen. That's an incredibly quick read by the defense.
Bryce Baringer on now to punt. And he's hoping for a well-placed strike. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. He has it at the 13. And something on the return, but not much, as it still ends inside the 20. Officially a 55-yard launch. And it's going to be their football coming up. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They motion a receiver left. First down, here's Baker. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. The give for the first time to Rachaad White. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. He manages a gain of 8 there. And that's good for a Buccaneer first down.
Most of the people watching will forget about that play in a couple minutes, but the coaches won't forget. He has that filed away the next time he really needs to pick up a few yards.
Mayfield on 1st and 10. This one's taken in by Otten. And he's going to be brought down at the 42.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Up the middle, here goes White. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to first down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on a 3rd and short.
And the Patriots in the nickel for this 3rd down call. Here's White again. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. A pickup of 2, maybe 3, but most importantly, Brock, that's enough to move the sticks. We're at the 2-minute warning now from Raymond James. The Buccaneers with some work to do, trailing in this game. Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Mayfield will look to throw. That's to his back. Here's Rachaad White. He's contained at the line for no gain. Tackle made by Juwan Bentley.
Man, the defense was all over that throw, able to stop it right at the line. They could smell that one coming, and they sniffed it out in a hurry.
Buccaneers hustling to the line. They're in the hurry up. Mayfield now from the gun. That's completed right side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Baker now. Gets it to him on the screen. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Buccaneer first down.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident a screen would get them enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
1st and 10. Here's Mayfield. Escapes the pocket. He's running with it. And he protects himself with a slide there after a decent gain. Timeout taken by the Buccaneers. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. The throw is caught. And he drives this forward to the 6. Tampa spends its 2nd timeout now. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Throwing, Baker. Chased out to his right. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And that sack gonna cost them some yardage.
I know quarterbacks get paid a lot of money and a lot of glamour in this league, but today, well, this is a tough day for this QB. He's taken a beating. And whether it means changing up some of the blocking schemes, maybe mixing in a little bit of run, or heck, this quarterback getting the ball out of his hand more quickly, he's got to start protecting himself.
Only time left for 1 more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. This only a chip shot from the right hash. The kick by McLaughlin is good. And it'll knot this game up late in the 2nd quarter.
Well, nothing to critique there. Good snap, good hold, and he puts it through to pay off the drive with 3 points.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Here comes the final play of our first half. One final shot before halftime. And he's not going to get something done. They take him down. So that's how our first half's going to end. A momentum-building play for their defense.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. And with that, we welcome you all into our EA Sports Studios. This is the Halftime Report. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our 3rd quarter. Well, we're set up for an incredible 2nd half, all tied as we kick it away here in quarter number 3. Starting from the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Patriots and quarterback Drake May ready to go once more on offense. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. May now from the gun. He'll get this to Henry. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Second and 3. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And then brings up 3rd down.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. May now. The screen pass falls incomplete. This one intended for the running back. And that'll bring up 4th and 3.
You know, 3rd and short is a difficult one to call. Do you want to run into the teeth of a defense looking for that handoff, or try to throw it to him and use the element of surprise? Evidently, well, that's one they should have run instead.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And he's just going to fair catch that one at the 24-yard line. The Buccaneers returning their offense and this running back to the field. They managed 3 on their last drive, but down inside the red zone, disappointing not to come away with a touchdown. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Baker now from the gun. Complete over the middle. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the 1st.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. First and 10, it's Mayfield. Short pass brought in. He's got to gain a 6 there. Christian Gonzalez getting there for the tackle.
I feel so bad. I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today, because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
Baker now off the play fake. Got his target. It's Otten. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. Give him 13 on that play. And that's good enough for a Tampa 1st down.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Off the play fake. Here's Mayfield. Caught for big yards on the right side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine, because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. From the red zone now. This one's caught. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line.
Kid, I promise you, if you and I got to travel the country and watch young quarterbacks, even really good high school quarterbacks, out routes are the hardest to complete. Slants, goes, fades, all that stuff comes somewhat naturally, but really trusting yourself to throw that out route, That comes with time and experience.
Irving here from the gun. And he gets them a little closer to the end zone, down to the 6. Only a yard on the pickup, so that's going to bring them to 3rd down and 3. From the gun, Mayfield. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
You know, it's fascinating how those routes you run so many times in practice become a whole lot more difficult in the actual game. That was an important 3rd and short to convert. Very surprised to see that play fail.
On 4th down, the Buccaneers trying to put 3 on the board with Chase McLaughlin. High percentage look for him here from the left hash. The kick by McLaughlin is good. And that's going to break our tie and give him a 3-point advantage.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. 2nd time they brought him out for a field goal, and 2nd time, well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field, but that's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
The Bucs get lined up, and they will kick this away. Antonio Gibson now to return it. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The visitors and Ramondre Stevenson getting the football back now. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Drive starts with a carry by Stevenson. And he's brought down for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back, because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Operating from the gun, here's May. Henry on the catch. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. May. It's tipped away, and it's going to hit the ground incomplete. Defender winning that rep. That brings up 4th down.
I think we're starting to get a feel, aren't we, of why they like him so much in coverage. He reacts well to throws, is super adept at breaking up passes through contact, or like that one before they could ever reach the target.
Punter on now, and he gets into this one. He's got it at the 24. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield ready for this next possession. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this 2nd half. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Finds him over the middle. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Play fake, it's Mayfield. Flushed out of the pocket. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
These quarterbacks are so good with their clock in their head between the tackles. But you get outside the pocket, and you've got to have that same ability. If you hesitate for a second, the defenses with their speed at this level, They'll find a way to bring you to the ground.
Offense to the line for second down. Trying again, following the sack. Hits him on the out route.
Kate, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns. He puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
Third and just 2 to go. On the give, this is Irving. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
Ball at the 33 for first down. Mayfield now from the gun. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the two defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
Straight ahead, it's Irving. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Kyle Duggar hauling him down. Only a yard on the pickup, so that's going to bring them to 3rd down and 3. Once again, Irving. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. Give him 8 yards on the play. And that's good for a Buccaneer first down.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
First down, here's Baker. He brings it in. And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and there aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
So from the 3, here's 2nd and goal. They send a tight end in motion. Irving, and he gets in, touchdown! The Buccaneers make it a 9-point advantage. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
McLaughlin, attack on the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Buccaneers make it a 10-point ball game. The Bucs get lined up, and they will kick this away. Here's a return from the 7. He stopped on the return at the 27. The New England offense running out now. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's May. The Buccaneers get there and bring him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
This guy, Kate, he can create. He really is good out there. He's skilled when it comes to getting outside the pocket, which makes it all the more impressive. They contained him so well when he was clearly looking to generate something with his legs.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Another try following the sack. Did not like what he was seeing, Brock, and he just hurls this one away. So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. May looking to throw. He's on the move. Oh, he's going to run for it.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Punt team on the field. And this is going to put him up to 6 punts today. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. Takes it in at the 26. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The home teams and this running back headed back out for a new series. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. Good starting field position for the Buccaneers. 1st and 10. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
I could promise you that's not what it looked like on the practice field nor on the whiteboard. Typically, QB run is going to net you a whole lot more yardage than that, but let's give some credit. Strong effort by that defensive front who contained a play that typically goes for a whole lot more.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Has him on the quick hitter. And this one does not go far.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. No place to go, so he just threw it away.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Tampa Bay in punt formation now. And he's going to try to give his defense a long field to defend. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. This offense running out for a new series, led by their running back. Call that a booming 56 yards in the end. And the Pats will take over. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll start this series with an option left. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
It may not show up as much on the old stat sheet, just a short little QB run, but what that does, Kate, is so important. Keeps that defense honest, and in particular, those defensive linemen, those cleats in the ground, they're not just coming after you in the pocket. Now they've got to think about you as a runner as well.
From the 25 on 2nd down. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And the Buccaneers scoop it up! And he will take it back. Touchdown, Tampa Bay! The Buccaneers capitalize on the turnover and add to their lead. I think they would have happily just taken the turnover, Brock, but how about the wherewithal of the defender to take it back for the score?
Yeah, that is a scoop and score in the definition of a splash play defensively. You don't just rip possession away from the offense, you kind of rip their heart out too. You rip possession, you turn it into points, and now that beleaguered offense is going to have to get right back on the field.
McLaughlin attack on the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Buccaneers take a 3-possession lead. Still reeling a little after fumbling that away, but they're going to get it right back with this kickoff. On the return, here's Gibson. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Patriot offense making their return to the field. They're running out of time to get this game into a more manageable spot, Brock. We've got a 3-score deficit, and we're in quarter number 3. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. May now from the gun. Right side and into the hands of Douglas. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
Whole bunch of credit goes to just about everybody on that offense. Guys up front had to give the QB enough time to let that play develop. Excellent effort by that receiver to stay alive and for the quarterback to scan the field and find his completion.
On 2nd down, it's Stevenson. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
You know, coach gets in that QB's headset, probably told his offense and his QB, listen, I don't want to see a 3rd down on this possession, or something kind of like that. Whatever version he told him, it worked.
Going to the ground again on 1st. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. Levante David, like so many times in his career, making that tackle. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10 now. Completed over the middle. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
And for the Buccaneers, it's a nickel look. 3rd down coming. Gibson here from the gun. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the 1st.
These aren't the plays that will lead highlight reels, but they're the ones that win you ball games. What a nice gain by the back. And now his offense can go in any number of directions on 1st and 10.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. 1st down, and they go right back to him. Has a lane inside the 25. And he is into the end zone for a New England touchdown. The Patriots shave some off the deficit late in the quarter. So great work by the running back there, Brock. Found just a little bit of space, and he took advantage all the way for 6.
Big time. I mean, so big time. You know, and you hear running back coaches, Kate, say this. They'll say slow to explode through. And he explodes all the way for the touchdown.
Here's Slide to try the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Patriots cut the lead down to 10. That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. On the return, here's Irving. He's stuffed on the return at the 27. The home teams are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And as we can see here, it hasn't been the easiest game for him to operate out there, right? Number of rough moments for him. This defense able to pick him off twice to highlight their performance against him. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Baker now from the gun. On target to Godwin. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
You know, I often say there is a fine line between aggressiveness and carelessness. And when you throw into double coverage, well, it can go either way. That time, a tremendous catch by his receiver on the other end.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 34. They touch him down as he finds enough to pick up the 1st.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
So we hit the end of the 3rd quarter. It's Buccaneers football with a slight lead. Just got to hang on for one final quarter. First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Throwing, Baker. Caught by Godwin on the slant. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Baker throwing again. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Tough one to retain through that hit. So it'll be 2nd down. He made taking away that quick slant look easy there, Brock, even in zone coverage.
Yeah, it is not an easy route to stop, and you have to have tremendous eyes. I talked to you, Kate, and everybody about anticipation as a quarterback. It's the same thing for a cornerback in zone. Anticipated that route. It was Johnny on the spot.
Mayfield to throw again. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. And he's taken down at the 30. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
First and 10 now from the 30. Shotgun handoff to Irving. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Halfway there on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Mayfield will look to throw. Short pass brought in. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. Give them about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
1st and goal now as they try to pad this lead. Working inside the red zone. The throw is caught. And he gets back to the line, but no more.
Defense all over that throw. You could just smell it. They just smelled that football coming their way, and that's as good as an incompletion. And they're going to be in a good spot, 2nd down coming up.
Need better results here on 2nd and goal from the 10. From the gun, Mayfield. Bails out of the pocket quick. Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. Now Mayfield. And they will score. It's a Tampa touchdown. The Buccaneers can put this out of reach as they make it a 16-point lead. It's a Chris Godwin touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. Well, as they drive forward to what right now looks like it should be a win, Brock. He sure is taking advantage of a nice little chance to boost his stat line. His 2nd touchdown of the game.
Yeah, you just kind of feel these two building some trust, right? Just more and more equity. Certainly paying dividends in this one, but more than likely for more games to come.
McLaughlin, attack on the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Buccaneers take a 3-possession lead. The Bucs get lined up, and they will kick this away. Fielded at the 7. And look at this return. Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32. The Patriots offense all set to go. Their last drive contained a heavy dose of the ground game, a little old-school dominance on the way to a touchdown, Brock. Let's see if they stick with it or if they go aerial this time around. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. May on 1st and 10. Finds the in route complete. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41.
Kate, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, with out routes or in routes just like that.
From the 41, Ramondre Stevenson makes the catch. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's May. Hits his running back. And he's able to get this down to the 36.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well, and it sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. To the air yet again, May. Putting the body on the line for his team. It's a gain of 12 there. And the Patriots will have a first down.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. This is a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
2nd down now, 7 to go. From the gun, it's May. Looking right, and he finds him. And he's able to get this down to the 13. And that play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. Shotgun handoff to Gibson. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
You know, Kate, during draft season, I was talking to an NFL GM, and he said, you know what, in time, we're going to realize tackles for loss are just as big a deal as sacks. Sacks get so much of the popularity. Tackles for loss, when you knock that offense backwards, I promise you, in time, we'll be keeping a closer eye on plays like that one.
And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Moving in the right direction, 5 yards there, but still got a 3rd and 9 coming up.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. That's why they got the home run derby. But you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you get runs of that length. It may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious.
Oh, he lost the football. And the Buccaneers scoop it up. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover.
Man, did those sidelines get loud. I think we all had to figure out what the heck was going on and who recovered the ball. But the minute they see the defense gets it, Kate, look at them. They save 6 points, and they get the ball back for their offense.
The home teams ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And you know this firsthand, partner. You get above that 300 mark, you and your offense are going to have plenty of highlights to choose from by this point in the game. We're getting a look at some of them now. You just got to marvel at how well he's played the quarterback position here. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Here's the give to Irving. And they bring him down here at about the 13-yard line.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. Mayfield now from the gun. Got his target. It's Otten. And they'll stand him up and sit him down at the line.
The defenders, they were ready for that throw, stopping him right at the line of scrimmage.
Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. That's caught for the 1st. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. Irving on the inside give. And they take him down at the 24-yard line. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Right back to Irving now. And in a rarity today, he's stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
Now a carry by Irving. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. A pickup of 2, and that run doesn't get it for them either. It's 4th and 2. Their punter making his way out now. And he's going to do the honors for the 4th time today. And that fair catch brought in just beyond the 30-yard line. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And they're going to take over possession. Their offense ready to take the field now. And they know they let points slip away with that fumble in the red zone, Brock. They're looking to get him back here. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. To throw, here's May. Cut by Gibson. And he's brought down at the line.
You know, I've learned over the years, defensively, they call that the camera club. How many different guys can you get rallying to the football? So that last shot you see on camera, you see as many defenders keeping that to a 0-yard gain. That's well done defensively.
2nd and 10 now. Escapes the pocket. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
How many times we see these coaches after games sit there at the press conference, they pull out the stat sheet, and when they do, they look for some anomalies. And today, well, this head coach is going to be very proud of a defensive effort, getting after the quarterback 6 different times. 6 sacks, and they've had a heyday in the backfield.
The Buccaneers add another DB. 3rd down coming up. May now from the gun. That's taken in by Henry. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the 4th down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
He fires one deep down the middle. And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Sometimes a quarterback gets so focused on coverage down the field, you lose sight of those linemen right in front of you. On that occasion, he throws it right to the D lineman. Easy to get the paw up and swat away a potential 1st down.
First down, ball at the 36. Going with Irving here. And he's brought down, but there's some laundry on the field. Pretty easy call to make. He lined up offsides, and now he gets a talking to from his coach. A 1st and 5 to begin this drive following the penalty. Baker now off the play fake. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time, well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
Play fake, it's Mayfield. Vacates quickly left side. He's on the move.
It's one of those situations, not much to be had there no matter what he did with the ball. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win and a confidence builder for this defense.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Baker out of the pistol. Complete beyond the marker. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
From the red zone now. He's on the move. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Final quarter, this quarterback's just feeling the need to do a little extra, try to make something happen outside the pocket. But the problem, defense wouldn't let them. They have that same kind of urgency. They want to make some plays of their own before they hit the showers, and they got one right there with that sack.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Carry here for Irving. And they corral him after a minimal gain to the 21. They get 3 on the run. Put a 1 in front of that now as it brings up 3rd and 13. We've hit the 2-minute warning here in Tampa. Buccaneers about set to celebrate this win. Gotta figure out this 3rd down here. Now it's Irving. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Nothing for them there. Maybe 1 yard. That's gonna be 4th down. For the 3rd time today, we see them setting up for a field goal. He's got to drive this 37 yards down the middle. The kick by McLaughlin is good. And that extends the lead to 20.
Yet another shot across the bow of a ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
The Bucs get lined up, and they will kick this away. Has this at the 6. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The offense getting set to go. And this a final opportunity to make things a little closer in that final score. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. May looking to throw. Dumps it off to his running back. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Hurry up offense now as time runs down. Here's 2nd and 5. Henry on the catch. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Football on that 47-yard line, first down. May now. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he takes it past midfield and starts the drive into Buccaneers territory.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
From the 45 on 2nd down. Fits it through the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. And they don't connect there, so only 6 seconds remaining. The tip definitely broke up that throw. And it's going to be 2nd down.
Well, both ends of their defense nearly came away with a huge play. Another step, and they sacked the quarterback. But even still, the hit altered the throw and almost set up a takeaway.
Back to the air. It's May. That'll be complete to Gibson. And just gets back to the line of scrimmage. Sound the cannons, baby. The Buccaneers win it here in Tampa. See this in every sport, Brock. You come in as a big favorite. You want to make a statement, right? Get a convincing victory. And they were able to achieve that one here.
Yeah, especially at home. It just means a little bit more when you protect your own turf in any sport, but especially in the NFL, where you get, what, about 8 or 9 of these, maybe more if you get home playoff games. Playing this way, they set themselves up for future playoff opportunities.
Well, that'll do it for us, for Brock Heward and our entire hard-working crew. I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Buccaneers winners, as with that, we sign off from Tampa.